Don't write as much as possible. Write down a real number. Write down a real number. How much money would you like to leave your children? For how many of you don't have a child? How many of you don't have children? Okay, I want you to write down how much money you wish your parents left for you. Just write it down. How much money I wish my parents left for me. For all those who don't have children. Alright? Done? Yes? Okay. Let me give you a promise. If you have enough time, each one of you will achieve the number that you've written down. Because all of you are working hard, all of you are committed. If you have enough time, each one of you will achieve the number that you wrote down. But if you don't have enough time, let me help you create it. That's my job. If you don't have enough time, let me help you create it. Guys, that's our product. That's what I tell every single client of mine. If you have enough time, you will make the money. But if you don't have enough time, let me help you make the money for you. That's my job. How many of you wrote, I want to give nothing to my children? Nobody. You see that? So whenever a client tells you, I want to give nothing to my children, they're all lying. True or not? 4,000 people. Nobody has said, I don't want to give nothing to my children. I actually tell, when a client tells me I want to give nothing to my children, I actually tell the client, I'm so sorry. Your children will wish they were my children. True or not? Guys, if you do intergenerational planning correct, you do estate planning correct, you will get the cases that will change your career. The last one, which is probably one of the most important things, asset transfer. When assets transfer from one generation to the next, they always lose value. You know why do they lose value? Because they get divided. So I need to make sure that my assets don't lose value. And the only way to make sure assets don't lose value is to use insurance as a way to increase the value of your assets. There's only one product in the world that creates money that does not exist, and that is life insurance. It is the only product in the world that ensures that the next generation receives more than the previous generation. We are the only product in the world that creates money. Think about it. As soon as you understand this, it will change the way you do this business. Stop selling fear and start selling happiness. You see, when we go to a party, what do people ask us? What do you do? Correct? So when someone asks you, what do you usually say? Insurance agent. What do you do? Insurance agent. Or no, we'll come up with something very creative. I am a financial doctor. I'm a financial engineer. I come up with something very weird. Correct or not? I'm a life planner. You see, we have a problem. Why do people ask you this question, what do you do? They're basically trying to mentally rank you, right? Doctor, lawyer, engineer, teacher, Uber driver, insurance agent. Correct or not? They're basically trying to find out, how much attention should I give you? And that's a fact. So when someone asks you, what do you do? They're basically trying to see how much attention should I give you. Correct? And nobody likes to meet insurance agents, correct or not? Let's agree. There's no client in the group, right? All of us are insurance agents. Nobody's looking forward to meeting us. So, how do we say something in a more elegant way that people give us the attention? You want to know? Okay, ask me, Sanjay, what do you do? I'm so glad you asked, because every time when someone asks me that question, it actually makes me think, what do I do? You know, I do so many things. Last week, I was sitting with this guy from Dubai and he told me something very interesting. He said, Sanjay, everyone in the world, when they look at a tree, they think the tree is strong. But what they don't realize is the tree is strong because the roots are strong. And everyone is looking only at the tree. But if you cut the tree and the roots are there, the tree will grow back. But if you cut the roots, the strongest trees will fall down. And you know, when he told me this, it made me realize we are always thinking about assets, when the roots, which is your income, is what people don't protect. So you know what I do? I protect income for a lot of people. That's my job. By the way, what do you do? Presentation done. Presentation done. Ask me again, Sanjay, what do you do? I'm so glad you asked, because every time when someone asks me this question, it makes me think, what do? I do a lot of things. By the way, last week, I met with this guy from Dubai and he told me something. He said, do you have children? I said, yeah, I do. He's like, there are only two things you can do. When your kids are born, at the age of 18, they will go to school, right? They will go to university. You have two options, option A and option B. You either save money and you earn interest, or at the age of 18, you borrow money and you pay interest. Which one would you choose, huh? A or B? A. That's what I thought. And there's a simple formula. It's 5% or whatever you earn, you should save for your kids' education. That's it. A lot of people don't realize this. And that's what I realized. That's what my job has become. Telling parents that all they need to do is save money and earn interest instead of borrowing money and pay interest. That's all I did. By the way, what do you do? Job done. I finished my presentation, right? How long did that presentation take? 2 minutes? What do you talk for 1 hour with your clients? How are you? How's the business? Why are you wasting your time? When someone asks you, how are you? What are you going to say from now? I'm so good. Last week, and tell a story. And the next time when someone asks you, what do you do? What are you going to say? I'm so glad you asked. Because every time when someone asks me that question, it makes me think what I do. Because I do a lot of things. Last week, tell a story. It's always last week. Huh? Don't say last year. Last year too far. It's always last week. And do a presentation. You need 5 minutes with a client to tell them what you do and how you do it. When I joined this business, they said, Sanjay, this is a relationship business. Can we agree this is a relationship business? Yes. How long does it take to build a relationship? A lifetime. How many of you are married? Do you know your spouse? No. It takes you a lifetime to build a relationship with them. So do I have to wait a lifetime to do this business? No. It takes a lifetime to build a relationship, but it takes only 5 minutes to like someone. It takes 5 minutes to like someone. Within 5 minutes, you either like somebody or you don't like somebody. It only takes 5 minutes. So if you truly want to become successful in this business, remember one thing. You have 5 minutes to impress somebody. You have 5 minutes. What are you going to say in those 5 minutes? You have to learn to do a simple presentation. The richer your client, the simpler your presentation should become. Because think about it, the richest people in the world are uneducated. Don't make financial planning complicated, make it simple. If your presentation cannot be understood by a child, your client cannot understand your presentation. Do you realize my presentations are simple? When you're doing estate planning, remember one thing, intergenerational planning is about all the 7 factors. Out of those 7, 2 are not yours, 5 are yours. Stop focusing on writing wills, setting up trusts. That's not your job. That's the lawyer's job. Your job is to give good advice. What are the 4 rules? Rule number 1, don't work. Rule number 2, meet people you like every day. Rule number 3, give your best advice to anybody and everybody. Rule number 4, don't care about the results. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember one thing very important. Our business is probably one of the best businesses in the world. You are already in the correct profession. The question is, how big do you want to become? Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear one more time, Dr. Sanjay Kamani. Woo!